Thank you for joining us here on Midday, Kentucky. Troy is still away at Snowshoe, enjoying
Skiing.
that winter wonderland. But don't worry, he'll be back on Monday, and he's going to be showing a lot of pictures and videos. So if you haven't been to Snowshoe or you're interested, tune in Monday. We'll be giving us a little recap. But today on the show, I have to say I'm really excited to talk to Retina and Associates because I have floaters from time to time.
So do I.
And I don't know, do we need to be concerned?
Yeah.
What do we need to look out for? And there are ways you can get rid of them. So we're going to learn all of that coming up here on the show. But what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, I'm working a little bit at the clinics and just keeping it real casual, dealing with like the warmth. Like I'm gonna try to go on a hike or something. I'm excited about this warm weather. It's been so cold.
Yeah,
what about you guys?
Lisa's getting way to the warm, right? Where are you guys going?
Jealous.
We are getting ready to leave for our vacation. We're going on a cruise to the Bahamas. We're going to go to Turks and Caicos and all these different places. So I can't wait. I'm so
checking
excited.
out Atlantis.
Yes,
too,
we're going to go.
I really want to see that. So take a lot of pictures.
Oh my gosh, the kids are so excited for Atlantis because of the huge water, the world's largest water park. So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Do you do the water slides?
Oh yes.
Oh, that'll be good.
Lisa is like, move out of the way, cut in front of kids, like pushing them.
Yes. I will be.
Yeah, get Doug to take some videos of you on the slide.
Yes, it could be scary.
Well, the first topic that I wanted to bring up today, this was kind of going viral this morning. And at first, I'll just tell you guys the headline, and I'll see what you think.
Okay.
Mother makes her 5-year-old daughter pay rent. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Before we get into the details of kind of how she's doing it, Lisa, you have kids.
Yes, I do.
Would you ever think about having them pay rent?
I would love that, actually. But
do you think it's appropriate at a young age? Or?
You know what? I've never thought about something like this, Katie.
Okay.
So this is like this is mind blowing for me to even think about it.
Yeah.
And I just want kids to be kids. I really do. I mean, I think there's a time and place for that. I think 5 is a little young for that. I think maybe getting into high school, that might be a good time. But 5 years old, that might be a little too young for me.
All right, so let me tell you what she is doing. So she is charging her daughter $5 a week, and it comes out of her $7 a week allowance. So she's not making her daughter go out and work to pay the rent. It comes out of her allowance, but she says that it's to teach her daughter that most people spend their money on bills and not fun things. So she gets $7, and then she has to spend $1 on rent, $1 on water, $1 on food, $1 on cable. But if you don't want to watch TV, you only owe $4. To try to teach her what she owes. Now, the mom says she is actually putting that money, it's in a savings account for her daughter.
Right, okay.
And when she turns 18, the mom says if she wants to move out, that money is hers to go toward her first apartment and expenses, because she says she'll now know how to spend the money. So with some of those other details, what do you guys think?
I'm thinking that's great. Honestly, you see a lot of, I was reading about an owner of a furniture store, and he started selling like odds and ends when he was a little kid, probably around 8 or 10, but she's just teaching money management, responsibility, respect. I love, because it's not like she needs to give a 5-year-old an allowance, you know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. She's implementing these, valuable lessons at an early age. That kid's gonna have a lot more responsibility. And, just being able to make those decisions like, do I want to spend that $1 on TV this week? You know what I mean? I love what she's doing.
I'm blown away. Yes, I agree. And you had mentioned earlier, and I agree with this, that she's probably going to be a high achiever.
Yeah.
When she gets out in the world, she's going to be, she's going to have it together, much better than I did. When I got to college, I didn't have a clue about money management and all of that. So, I mean, in that regard, it is very good for a child to learn that. I just think at 5, it might be a little too young. Plus, she only has $2 left during the week.
She's
what is she
5,
gonna,
though.
But I guess if you're 5, what are you?
Right? This is good. What
But
do
she
you
says
think?
that she's living in Georgia, and she says that she's received a ton of praise for it.
Yeah.
And at first I thought 5 seems a little young to have to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
Maybe by like 15, 16, 17 to say, hey, if you want to watch cable, you're chipping in. Or, those types of lessons.
Right.
But then also at 5, she's not paying her own, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like she would spend the money on anything else. So I I don't know.
It's fun.
I think it's a good lesson. Maybe a little young.
It might be a little young, but I think, come high school, middle school, high school, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I might
totally.
take some notes from that. So.
Well, it kind of leads us into this next story of maybe if you have not learned how to manage your finances.
This is good.
Yeah, you might need to go on a shopping diet. And Lisa, that's what you're going to tell us about today. This is probably the one that applies more to me.
Yes. Well, when I read this, I thought of all of us, okay?
Yeah.
I think we might all be in that bucket. But, I wanted to know, the article is talking about being a shopper that shops like during emotional times. So do you find yourselves to be emotional shoppers? Like when you're sad or depressed, do you tend to go out and buy? Or when you're really happy or excited about things? How do you guys shop typically?
I'm a rewarder. I'm like, oh, I did really great. So I can justify making that purchase.
Yeah.
And then, I've also, back in the day, I had to be really careful. Like, if I was bored, I'd be like, all right, Brandy and I would be like, let's go shopping.
Yeah.
And like, that's dangerous.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like,
is.
you don't need anything. But
Exactly.
hey, let's go. Let's have some fun. And
Exactly.
gotta be careful
Yeah,
about
I think
that.
that's the thing that people use that as a social activity. But for me, and I'm addicted to online shopping. So it's more of the board stuff on Amazon, and they get you with you may also like, or I click on all those lists of 20 things you never knew you needed on Amazon. And then I start clicking through it and I buy a bunch of stuff. But I don't even remember the last time I went to store to just do leisure shopping outside of like Target or like Walmart for something I actually need. Manfriend has suggested before, if we have nothing to do, why don't we go hang out at the mall? I'm like, why? Like, if we don't need anything, why would I go there?
Like, I'm not 15.
I don't even know the last time I went like browsing through stores, but maybe I need to instead of online. But what about you? When do you shop? Emotionally or rewarding?
Probably more in need, actually. I tend to not be a real emotional shopper anymore.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Mom life. Okay,
No, exactly.
That's real, people.
Exactly. I mean, I shop more for the kids than myself. Whenever I absolutely need something, I'll go out and get it. But for the most part, it's all about the kids. So
when you need something, you need to just order it online.
I
and
know.
in 2 days it will be there.
Exactly.
Katie tries to spread her addiction.
And Katie, you really she has helped me in that regard. I go on Amazon now a lot more. I just never did it before, so I love it.
Yeah.
But here's what this woman was talking about, was that she's in her 20s. When we're in our 20s, we buy all kinds of things, and we kind of keep all this in stock in our closets. We'll come into our 30s, we're still doing this, but now we're in a marriage possibly, we might be, or in a relationship where you want to try to manage your money better. But the thing is that you have everything you really need. When you really look at your closet and everything that we have, we basically have everything we need.
Crazy.
So this woman was like, you know what? I'm going to go on a shopping diet and this is what she said, she's only going to be able to purchase beauty products, which are a necessity, like foundation, cleanser, moisturizer, mascara, and hairspray. So
like
being
everything.
a female. And then she said that she can also buy presents for other people.
Okay.
But she can only buy an item of clothing for herself if she sells an item of clothing.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the only time she can buy
Do
something
they have
for
to be the
herself.
same price? What you got?
It doesn't,
what you can
doesn't
spend?
matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
The only money that you have is from things that you're selling.
okay.
And then she did allow herself to be able to spruce up her apartment and things like that. So I thought that was really interesting. And she's going to do it from mid-January all the way to mid-July.
Oh.
And she's going to stick to this and see how it goes. So we'll follow up and see how she does.
My problem is I just need to go on an actual diet so I don't have to go shopping. And those LBs creep up in the winter, and I'm like, I can't fit into that dress. I need a new one. You know what I mean?
I'm justifying that too. I'm like, well, these jeans is a little tight.
You're squeezing into them.
Yeah, we've been there.
But yeah, she wanted to do this to find balance in her life
I like it.
and to have less influence of material items on her well-being and on her self-worth. And so that's why she wanted to do it. I thought it was kind of fun, and I thought,
good idea.
and I'm going to kind of, I might try to do some of this a little bit. We have a bunch of stuff that we need to sell down in our basement.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do it, Doug. Let's sell his stuff and just kind of hold off on our spending.
Doug's
You should
like,
put it on
no.
Facebook.
I know. Doug's like, no.
You should put it on a Facebook Marketplace. Have you ever
I
sold
love
anything on there?
that.
I've heard a lot of people selling stuff.
Y'all, I'm addicted to Facebook Market.
Yes, I love it too.
I buy stuff on there all the time.
You bought a table or something.
And how does that work?
tables.
When you go onto Facebook, is there just a tab for a marketplace? You can search
Yes.
for events
Yep.
or
And
items, I mean?
That, like, at night, Brandy will be like, what are you doing? And I'll be like,
No,
I'm on Facebook Market.
I love it too, I
And,
do.
Like, I've gotten instruments on there, like guitars and stuff. I've gotten a camera on there. And, you know,
I just got a dog crate for our dog.
Yeah,
our
like,
new
it's
puppy
super
dog that we got.
reasonable.
So if anyone at home is thinking of selling some things, they want to get on Facebook Marketplace, does it cost anything to post it,
No.
or it's free?
It's
Okay.
free.
Free.
Now, just remember, meet in a public place, and you can always
Totally.
go to the police station.
Yes.
They allow you
that
to
is
come. A lot of
smart.
them, some of
That
them
is a
even
good idea.
different sheriff's office will have a specific parking place
Yeah.
for people meeting and selling things online. So just be safe about it.
You know, that's a good reason to be on the show. I'm learning things all the
All
time.
right. Well, we want to learn something else from you, David. You brought
Yes.
something to the table today. It's called Bringing Sexy Back.
Well,
right?
yeah.
Where did it go?
I know.
It went to winter. Okay, that's where it went. So
It went on a
another year
cruise.
of unsexy winter, if you will. It's a season that's particularly type of, you know, like the cold depression. But this time we're going to give you a little bit of tips on just how to bring your sexy out of winter. Just simply taking a break and taking care of your body. So some of the things I wanted to talk about is, and I'm not going to tell you to go work out 1,000 times or do 100 crunches, but
Good.
just right. It's like we have
Just
enough of
visit
that.
BMA.
Well, you know, but it is about spoiling your body. So many times during winter, we're thinking about like, well, maybe I'm not gonna shave those areas nobody's gonna see. Maybe I'm gonna indulge myself. You know what I mean? I'm gonna eat because it's comfy, but comfortable is not sexy. So I'm just saying, I want you to take care of your body. It's a dry season. Make sure you're using lotion. You know, in the article it said, if you can reach it, lotion it. And I was like, well, okay, let's keep it moist,
Okay.
you know.
Oh, God. Okay, I want to get back to the shaving thing, because Troy brought this topic up this past week of, I think it was Madonna's daughter had like unshaved armpits.
Right.
So we were talking about women not shaving, if that's gross or not. And we were saying that I think that joke comes up in the winter, like, oh, the woman with furry legs, but I don't do that because for me, I don't like the feeling of it. I shave
I don't
for
either.
me, not
Right.
for anyone else. But I think it's the men that let the shaving go in the winter.
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
women. Like,
Hey, I wasn't doing gender specific, y'all.
no, but I'm just wondering what you
We're letting
think,
you
because
all
what we
know.
were talking about the other day.
Yes.
Yes,
We
I
know
am.
Troy grooms very well.
He
so
does. He
What do you think? though?
Manscaping is super important because your partner's probably going to be a reflection of whatever you're doing. And if they're not, they're probably not going to be in the mood to bring sexy back.
That's true.
Right, that's true.
Manscaping, I think, slacks in the winter, though.
Oh yeah, no, well, men are lazy.
Yeah, okay,
so,
good.
You
So
know,
glad we agree.
Yeah. The next thing is taking time for yourself. Take a little break. Enjoy yourself.
Okay.
Get that time. You know, it's a really good time where we're all trying to turn our lives around. You know, but it's like, you know, you might have been on that winter vacation where you were at your mom's house or your dad's or something, and you're just like, that's not a vacation. That is not like, Lisa's doing this right, taking a little extra time. And then the last thing is to bring sexy back, make sure you're getting a little sexy time. So, you know, I love this Pringles things. Once it pops, it don't stop. You know, make sure you're making time for your partner, but spruce yourself up. Take care of that body.
Just
Yeah.
in time for Valentine's Day.
That's
You're
right,
just
people.
spicing things up on the
Gotta
show.
look good.
I
You gotta
needed to
feel
hear
good.
this, David. I needed
appreciate
to,
you, David.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm here for. Yes.
Where's my lotion?
Well, stay with us. Coming up after the break, we have much more conversation. But first, if you've ever had floaters in your
Yes.
eye, I know a lot of us had,
got
stay
'em.
with us. We have the professionals out at Retina Associates coming in next to give us all the details. Stay with us.